Hello, I'm Michael Hawes, Executive Director for PNCI. That's the Pacific Northwest Carpenters Institute. So we're really excited that you're at the second step here in your journey of possibly becoming a UBC carpenter. You've already completed an online application, and now the second step is to go through our online learning LMS system and our pre-hire class. So this pre-hire class is really important, so make sure that you pay close attention to the information, take your time, and we're excited that you're looking at this as a career. There's an amazing opportunity right now for men and women who are interested in building construction projects across the Northwest. And the next step after that will be that you will go through an interview process, and you'll probably be interviewed at one of our 3 locations, either here in Portland, down in Corvallis and Tangent, or over in Bend, Oregon. So let's go take a look at PNCI.
Thank you so much, Mike, for that very warm welcome. The purpose of this mandatory pre-hire class is to inform you so that you know what you can expect from being part of our state-registered carpentry program and what the program expects from you if you are accepted. We're going to discuss 3 main topics for the next little while. Feel free to take notes and jot down anything that you feel is important for you to remember. The 3 main topics that we're going to discuss are the overview of an apprenticeship, really what it's all about. We're also going to discuss apprenticeship responsibilities. These are things that you're responsible for as an apprentice. And finally, the 3rd thing we're going to discuss is the culture of the construction industry. Really, what does a construction project look like? What can you expect to see out there? What are the expectations of the contractors? Those are the 3 main topics we're going to talk about, so let's go ahead and get started on that. Here are some of the terms you might encounter during your career with the UBC. We have apprentice, journey worker, JATC, coordinator, training center, instructors, wages and benefits, UBC, regional council, and local union. We're going to talk about each of these separately, what they are, what they stand for, and how it relates to the apprenticeship. Let's go ahead and get into that first topic. What is an apprentice? An apprentice is a person who learns skills in the trade that they're in. It could be either an exterior and interior specialist, a carpenter, pile driver, millwright, or scaffold erector. Whatever trade you're applying for, you'll be an apprentice in that trade. And then the technical skills or other skills that we learn as an apprentice will be from attending class at one of our training centers. This could be either in Tangent, Portland, or Bend, Oregon. So basically, that's what an apprentice is. Now let's talk about a journey worker. A journey worker is someone who has learned to the level of skill, abilities, and competence recognized in the industry as a journey worker. This is a worker that has mastered the skills and competencies required for the occupation, trade, whether that's again a general carpenter, exterior interior specialist, pile driver, scaffold erector, or millwright. That's a journey worker. Next, let's talk about JATC. What is a JATC? JATC is an acronym that stands for Joint Apprenticeship Training Committee. This is a committee that makes decisions on your apprenticeship, whether they are good or bad. The JATC is really for your benefit and for you to have a successful apprenticeship. If you meet the expectations of what is required for you as an apprentice, the decisions that the JATC makes will be in your favor. However, if you do not follow through with what is required, then their decisions can be unfavorable and not have a good outcome for you as a successful apprentice. A JATC is a group of individuals of equal members from your local union and from the employers that you work for, and contractors that are signatory to training you as an apprentice, and that's a JATC. Next, we will talk about what a coordinator is. Your coordinator is your point of contact throughout your apprenticeship. They are assigned to you specifically to help guide you successfully throughout your apprenticeship. They act as a liaison or mediator for you to your employer or contractor, and then also to the JATC that we just talked about. Your coordinator really is someone that you want to keep good lines of communication open with all the time. You reach out to them with issues or questions about your apprenticeship. That's what your coordinator is here for, so get to know them and make sure that you have their contact info. Again, it's really important that you stay in good communication.
Hi, I'm Sam Moles, a coordinator at PNCI. I represent the carpenters and scaffold erectors.
Hi, I'm Oscar Hay, a coordinator and instructor here at PNCI. I represent some of the general carpenters here.
Hi, my name is Germán Alejandres, instructor coordinator here at PNCI, and I represent the EIS apprentices.
Hello, I'm Joe Cadwell from Local 196. I'm the millwright, diver, and pile driver coordinator here at PNCI.
Hi, my name is John Jellum, and I work for PNCI. I'm a coordinator instructor, and I represent the Mid-Valley apprenticeship down in the Mid-Valley for the EIS and general carpenters. It's really important that you stay in good communication with your coordinator. We're here to help you, and we want to guide you through the apprenticeship successfully. So feel free to always reach out to us if there's ever any issues with your apprenticeship. We want to help.
Now let's talk about Training Center. Your training center is the Pacific Northwest Carpenters Institute. When you become an apprentice, you will be assigned a home training center. That will be the closest to where you live, which will be either in Portland, Tangent, or Redmond. If you have any problems or issues with your apprenticeship, like we mentioned in the previous slide, make sure you contact your coordinator, since they are your point person for any questions or issues about your apprenticeship. Good communication is really important with your coordinator and with the training center. So it's your responsibility to keep your contact information up to date with the training center. Please make every reasonable effort to do so. This burden to keep your contact information up to date is on you. Besides keeping your contact information up to date with the training center, you will also need to update any changes of your contact info with your local union and also the trust that manages your benefits. So what is an instructor? Here at PNCI, you're going to learn from a variety of different instructors. Each instructor that you have is uniquely qualified and will teach you safe work practices, along with helping to facilitate your learning and technical skills of your craft. Your instructors are journey-level workers that have completed apprenticeship trainings themselves. You will have an instructor that worked primarily in the trade that you are pursuing. So whether that's an exterior-interior specialist, general carpenter, scaffold erector, pile driver, or millwright. So that's what you can expect. Let's discuss wages and benefits. You've probably been curious about this, and maybe you've heard some things already. Really, what kind of wages and benefits can you expect? First-term apprentices start at a percentage of the journey scale. This scale is based on what a journey-level worker is making, plus benefits on top of that. Each time you advance to the next term, you will receive a raise, which is approximately every 6 months. For more information regarding wages and benefits, we want to encourage you to see one of the regional council representatives. They're best equipped to answer your questions about wages and benefits.
Hello, my name is Scott Schaefer. I'm a representative with the Pacific Northwest Regional Council of Carpenters here in Oregon and Southwest Washington. Today, the United Brotherhood of Carpenters is one of the North America's largest building trade unions, with nearly 500,000 members in the construction and wood products industries nationwide. The Pacific Northwest Regional Council of Carpenters is over 28,000 carpenters, pile drivers, drywallers, millwrights, trade show workers, shipwrights, exterior-interior specialists, scaffold erectors, industrial and mill workers, insulators, and related craft workers who work together on the job site and in their communities to maintain and improve safety, wages, benefits, training, and working conditions. Our industry is changing, but the opportunity remains for a lifelong career of dignity in work, endless potential, and social and financial wealth. We strive to become a model of a 21st century union, one with a laser focus on membership support, unmatched skills for our contractors, and a clear direction in leading the industry. Under the UBC, there is the Pacific Northwest Regional Council. The Pacific Northwest Regional Council covers Alaska, Idaho, Montana, Oregon, Washington, and Wyoming. We are headquartered in Kent, Washington. The Regional Council has satellite offices in Anchorage, Portland, Spokane, Boise, and Great Falls. Contact information for individual offices can be found on the website www.nwcarpenters.org. The Pacific Northwest Regional Council of Carpenters are made up of local unions representing individual members of a skilled craft in their immediate geographic area, covering a city, portion of a state, or multi-state regions. Leadership is elected by local members. Members can join any local, but it is usually craft specific. General carpenters and scaffolders are Local 1503 and Local 271. Exterior-interior specialists are Local 146. Millwrights are Local 96, and pile drivers are Local 196.
I'm going to guide you through some key terms listed on this slide. I will also make you aware of your responsibilities as an apprentice. Apprentices have 3 responsibilities to manage in order to be successful. The first is to stay gainfully employed. On-the-job training, also known as OJT, is the backbone of the apprenticeship program. When not employed, apprentices must be on the out-of-work list. This list is referred to as Mix 2020. Your union rep will be available to help if you have any questions. The second responsibility is related training. Related training, or RT, are your classes. All apprentices are required to attend class approximately every 3 months. Classes provide the skill-building academics that you will put to use on the job sites. Please refer to this slide for more details. The final responsibility to being a successful apprentice is turning in your MPRs. Monthly progress reports are due by the 5th of every month and are used to track your on-the-job training hours. Your progression through the apprenticeship program and your re-rates are dependent on accurate and timely record keeping. For more information on re-rates, please go to the next slide. Re-rates are recognition of your hard work and dedication. They are based on a combination of on-the-job training and classroom hours. When you receive a re-rate, you will advance a term. Ideally, re-rates occur every 6 months and are approved by the previously mentioned JATC board. Your coordinator will be able to help you if you have any questions along the way. As an apprentice, you are required to have your own set of tools. Each trade dictates which tools are needed for that craft. Don't be afraid to ask your fellow apprentices or journey workers what tools they prefer. Some financial assistance may be available for tool purchases. Ask your coordinator for more details. Well, that's it for me. Hopefully I've helped you better understand some key terms and your responsibilities as an apprentice.
So our final portion of this pre-hire class informational is we want to discuss with you the culture of construction. First, we want to talk to you about the reality of the trade. What trade is it that you're applying for? General carpenter, exterior interior specialist, scaffold erector, pile driver, or millwright? The reality of these trades is that construction is not necessarily for everyone, and that's okay. But that's why we want to discuss some of the things that you may encounter in these trades. This really illustrates some of the conditions of work that you may expose to in any of these trades. It may be severely hot, cold, windy, muddy, stinky, loud, congested, and stressful. You may be asked to work at severe heights, lift heavy material, or be on your feet for long periods of time. Or you may be even asked to work long shifts, 10, 12, or even more hours, sometimes even at odd hours such as swing and graveyard shifts, depending on the project. The work can be physically demanding, and it may very well be out of your normal comfort zone. It's also a very competitive industry, so if you don't put out the production and meet the expectations of your contractor, you may likely find yourself looking for another project.
My name is John Park. I'm with Fred Sharon Sons. I'm a Chief Operating Officer, one of the owners of the company. We're looking for people to be professional on the job site. That's important, and that's all part of having a great career and a great profession.
Construction is also a boom and bust industry. What does this mean? We are always working ourselves out of a job. The job starts, and then eventually our work or the project comes to an end. So prepare to work overtime during the boom times. That means that in the boom times, there's a lot of work. Then during the times when there's going to be a slowdown or bust time, you need to prepare yourself for that by living within the means of what you earn. For example, during the boom times, take that extra money that you're making during those times and put it away so that you can use it when you have the slowdown or downtime. Try to live on less.
rather than matching your budget to what you make during the boom time. Also, you may not work for the same contractor throughout your apprenticeship. Prepare yourself to work for different contractors. And if you want to stay employed, be prepared to travel even up to 2 hours or more each way to stay working. What does your contractor expect from you as an apprentice? Well, they expect you to show up on time at least 15 minutes early with your tools ready to go each day with a positive can-do attitude and willingness to learn. When an employee shows up late and or not at all, this puts additional stress on your supervisor and it adds additional responsibilities and work to your coworkers that can be a burden to them. Your contractor also expects you to be productive and most importantly to work safely. The contractor also expects you to look the part. So think about your personal appearance, the way you look, and what you wear to work each day. When you go to work each day, make sure you're properly dressed for the work that you're going to do that day. Generally, this means that you wear a shirt with a minimum of 4-inch sleeves, long work-type pants, and work boots, along with other personal protective equipment such as safety glasses, a hard hat, and high-vis clothing. Keep in mind that often we are judged by the way our appearance looks, whether we feel it's right or wrong. Regardless of this, we need to maintain a degree of professionalism. We are professional trade workers, and we should show that by the way we dress and by the way we act. We mentioned before about tools, so each day that you go to work or attend class, make sure that you show up with all of your tools that you need ready to go to work. And whether you're actually working with your tools or not, keep your tool bags on even if you're cleaning up or sweeping. This shows your employer that you are ready for anything. There is also a drug and alcohol policy. The drug and alcohol policy is zero tolerance. This means that drugs and alcohol have no place on your job site or while attending classes at the training center. And this also includes the use of marijuana, even though it is legal in some states. There is also a zero tolerance policy for the training center for harassment or bullying. We are promoting a positive job site culture, and we expect you to do the same. As part of the UBC and professional trade workers, all of us are brothers and sisters to be treated equally. So look out for one another, help one another out, lift one another up, and work actively to promote a positive job site culture. Being a professional trade worker means that we contribute to this positive job site culture.
Hello, this is Mike Hawes checking back in with you. Congratulations. You've almost completed the pre-hire class. You've got just a couple more steps, which John is going to go over with you. But before you get to that, I'd like to share our mission statement and core values with you. Our mission statement goes like this. At PNCI, we strive for excellence in the education and leadership development of our professional carpenter workforce. We are committed to creating a positive job site culture and safe work environment by collaborating with our partners in the community and industry. Our core values. We will model excellent leadership and strive to add value as we make positive connections with our members and contractors. We are committed to collaborating with our industry partners to stay ahead of the ever-changing construction industry. We will use best practices in teaching and technology to create an engaging and effective classroom experience. We will inspire a workforce committed to lifelong learning. We will model and promote both equity and diversity. And lastly, we will continuously develop programs to promote, recruit, and retain a professional workforce that reflects our community.
When you're accepted into our apprenticeship, we want you to buy into our mission statement and also our core values because it's important for the success of your apprenticeship and career.
Well, this concludes your pre-hire class informational. You now know what the apprenticeship program is all about, what the expectations are from you as an apprentice, and what the culture of construction is. Yes, you have completed an application and your pre-hire class information. So now your next step is to attend your scheduled interview with the JATC, and you will receive notification when your interview is through an electronic invitation. Keep in mind that for a successful interview, be sure to show up on time and wear clothing that represents the professional position that you are applying for. In addition, bring anything that may add to a successful interview for yourself, such as proof of any trade-related experience or trade-related training. This could include resumes, letters of recommendations from previous employers, certificates of completing pre-apprenticeship programs, military experience, and similar documentation. Again, please remember you are still just an applicant, not an apprentice. When you complete your interview, then you will be notified of the results. Communication from the training center will be sent to you electronically. So it's really important that we have your most current contact information, and if your contact information changes, be sure to notify us in writing to training@pnci.org. Well, this concludes your online pre-hire class. We want to express our appreciation and thanks for your time and attention to the information that we have just given. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to contact the Training Center at the address, phone number, email, or website listed on this last slide.